Hey there, look, we're going to have a quick look at Microsoft. It's an interesting stock simply because of its price action. Really, since earnings, we've got this post-earnings drop here we see, which is clear as a bell. Since then, we had a continuation of downtrend, and we've got this rounded bottom type of pattern formation that's looking as though it may form. It's early days yet, and we can see this even clearer on the 2-day chart here, as we see. We have had buying volume come in the last two sessions, which is interesting also. And one thing of note, and this is really the crux of why we're having a look at this stock, is looking at the weekly chart, we see ourselves in congestion. And we see ourselves in congestion between the key levels of around about $50 and $55. So we can see we had a couple of intraday moves below 50, but really it's pretty close. If we look at the close prices, it's pretty close to, if we put the $50 on there, it's really only touched below that, only slightly. So that looks to be a pretty important line in the sand to the downside. And obviously 55, we see lots of pivot highs around here. It was supported 55 pre-earnings. So this leads us to think about how we can potentially trade this particular stock in a market which is choppy, which we see the S&P 500 in downtrend, although we see the weekly chart in congestion also. So that lends us to think of a potential range-bound trade. With these two relatively clear lines in the sand here, at 50 and 55, then there is the potential there for a butterfly trade at 50, 52, 50, 55. So we'll be buying calls at 50 and 55, and then selling double the number of calls at 52.50. We are looking at the prices for that. If we were to take it out 3 weeks, we'd be looking around about $1 investment per share. So what that means to us is we take our bottom line, add $1 to that. That would be our break even on the bottom end. We'd take $1 from the top. That would be our break even on the top end. So really anywhere between 51 and 54 is our profit zone. And of course, that's if we hold it to expiry. There's no necessity to hold it to expiry. If we saw it trade around 52.50, there's a reasonable chance that for $1 investment, we would be making 50 or 60 cents profit on that particular trade. So that's an interesting trade idea that we're looking at right now.